Ho ho, everybody! Welcome to Pantheon, Rise of the Podcast. Wow, I didn't even shave for this broadcast because I was so excited to do it. I was jazzed, as they say, to do this podcast because Pantheon and Pantheon are back with a vengeance. I'm so excited about this game. Uh, Let me explain. We had this thing going, this podcast going. We were in a little bit of a transition period right here. My good friend Lynx, my good friend Rake have kind of departed the game, although Lynx still plays from time to time. Rake has moved on to other adventures. Thank you. Thank you for the welcoming back. So, right now, it stands as me and the great Balinor still left, still fighting out there in Terminus. Uh, Balinor has been busy with other things, but he's assured me once school is over, he'll be back and better than ever. And it's going to be very interesting. I am so hyped for what's recently happened in the game that Balinor said, let's do a show. You want to do a show about Pantheon? I was like, yeah, let's talk about it. Let's succeed where others have failed, and talk about the game again, and some of the changes that have happened in the game that I think have made it much more appealing and desirable to play. Although I've been playing pretty much since February, so I'm coming up in a little bit of a while, in a year of playing this game, pretty much on a consistent basis. And Balinor, when did you start playing? Balinor will actually be interacting with me here. Balinor, how are you?
Yeah, I know. I'll be the co-host, or I don't know, whatever. I
Oh,
started playing in March.
okay. Yeah, and I started off on I think I was on Stormona initially. No, I think it was in Black Moon,
Oh,
which at the time the word that you hear about Black Moon is toxic. It's so toxic. And what happened? Oh, well, right. I love it. People are already responding in the chat room. Thank you so much,
yep,
JS.
we are back.
We are back. And my phone is ringing already. Maybe this
Oh
is
my goodness.
this could be Nefel. This could be Ronik. I don't know who's calling me nowadays. We did have Ronik on the show earlier, and I was so glad that we were able to do that. I'm going to try to facilitate more of that. I would look at this. Look at the
Yeah. See,
affection that is oozing. Well, I wouldn't say oozing, might be the wrong word, but the infection is no, the affection that is just being thrown forth towards your monitors and your TVs right now about Ronik. Ronik actually sent me, and maybe I can get Vera to get me the Jackrabbit. What was the name of the thing? Yeah, Jackrabbit graphic novel. He sent me. I put some money towards his Kickstarter. He also and he's in charge of the lore, right? Ronik is in charge of the
he does.
LORE.
He takes the lore and makes it into something that we can use. So, like, the actual lore guy is somebody else.
Right.
But
He's
yeah,
like,
he takes it and makes it into the little pop-ups and such, and how it should be used. And I don't know. He was kind enough to indulge me, so I absolutely love the guy. 100%. He's 10 out of 10
oh
on
yeah,
my
he
book.
was a great guest. Let me see if I can hold up. This is the Jackrabbit graphic novel. There he is, David Schlau.
Let me see. Get a good one of this. There we go.
There it is. There
Oh,
it
look
is.
at that. That's really cool looking.
Yeah, and I can't wait to read it. He even autographed it. Look.
Wow. Yeah, I see it right there in the under Rabbit.
Yeah, there you
That's so
go.
cool.
Yeah. When I'm done with it, I'll send it to you if you want to read it. I mean, I'm not a comic book guy, but
I may not send it back.
send it back.
I said I may not send it back when I'm done.
Ah. Yeah, Vera just reminded me I started off on Lucent Tree. Oh, okay.
Oh.
I was on several servers. Black Moon, I had gotten it to level 39. Now, what happened is, I believe this is what happened, transpired. Um, the heavy duty gamers really took to this game a heavy, and a lot of people started playing. And what happened is they got to level 50 and they really had to grind level 50. There was not as expansive zones as there is now. You only had one option. You had to go to Wild's End, you had to go to the Wild Bloods, and you had to grind from 44 to 50. Yes. Again, feel free to interact with me. If you got something you want to get on you, there's no like super chat, donate $5. There's none of that. You can
Not
interact.
yet.
We're here. We're fans of the game. We're friends of the game. I want to know what your thoughts are. Um, so what happened?
Yeah, they were.
What? Go ahead.
Yeah, they were trying to get to 50 when the game wasn't really meant to get to 50 yet.
Yeah, I mean, I understand we all have personal goals when we log on. Some people like write them down. Like, I want this is my goal for today. I'm not
Yeah.
that type of guy. I wanted to get to 50 just to see what it was like to be 50 and go anywhere I wanted. But what happened was, after Black Moon had a very tumultuous start, where the economy really got out of hand. There was a lot of I didn't witness this. This is all, what I heard was coin duping, gold duping, and all this stuff. And it wasn't. And I was in a guild. I was in the guild Avalanche, and they had pretty much been the big boss guy. I mean, there were some other guilds. I guess I don't know if Subterfuge was on there, but they had really they had done pretty much all the content that was to be done, and they started to get tired of playing, and they fizzled out. And I was kind of the latecomer, and I got to level 39, and I could not get a group. My guild was pretty much non-existent at that juncture. And I'll tell you the truth, I think I've seen. Well, I'll get to that in a bit, but it was I had nothing to. So that's why I switched servers, and then eventually, what happened? Uh, is that they put up the new server, fresh start server, Vale of Azarius, or Hank Azarius, as I call it, if you know who that guy is. But anyway, Vale of Azarius, and that's where I met the great Balinor, who started Dizok Imperials. Now, there's maybe a little controversy, but I consider Balinor the guild leader, the driving force, the guy who kept everybody together. This guy, as a cleric, would help everybody. I mean, everybody. And he's a tremendous guy on and off the game, which is very hard to find. So I don't want to pour too much. I don't want to get his head too swollen, his avatar a little head swollen there, but this is how I feel. So I'm just going to tell you.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, Grand and Rake did play a major role in the founding.
Yes. And but now what has happened is that we wound up we started there were fairly good amount of people playing at the beginning, right, Balinor?
Yeah, I mean, Vale of Azaris was rocking until what was it? Black Rose Keep? No, it could be that. What was it came out? Something came out like one of the expansions came out and everyone went, oh, it was Ash Breathers. Ash Breathers came out and everyone was like, oh, I'm gonna go back to my high level. Yeah.
Right. Yes. And yeah, it's true. And I think there was one patch where uh they kind of um they kind of reset all the stats on a lot of the items got nerfed. There were several implementations of classes that were just not. I remember the monk got totally destroyed, and
Ooh,
that
yeah.
and the enchanter at one point was really weak as well, because I remember, because that's what Rake was playing, and he was like, and he
Mhm.
literally was like the only enchanter on our server for a long time, the
Yeah, the
highest level,
enchanters got nerfed, and then he made a monk, and then the monks got nerfed.
where he there was no there was no place to hide for poor Rake. Uh,
Yeah, he had enough, I think.
yeah, yeah. I mean, and it's understandable. And I think because the game has been around and in discussion and development for, I don't know, 7, 8 years, people like this game is never going to see the light of day. We're spinning our wheels here. I don't like it. There's several things that should be implemented that haven't been implemented. That when Monsters and Memories came out, people were like, oh, this game is not even. People are volunteers developing this game, and they're light years ahead of what Pantheon's doing. But I think what they forget is Pantheon is exploring uncharted ground. They are trying to make a total immersive game with really good graphics, really different things. And I think a lot of times as players, we take uh and Balinor, feel free to interrupt me at any time. I tend to bloviate
Yeah,
quite a lot. So I
and make
mean,
up words.
bloviate's a real word. God, guys
Yeah,
busted guys busted my agates over here.
yeah, uh, they've done a lot. Like I came back a month ago, and like nighttime was nighttime now. Like you can't see shit. It's really nice. I like that whole ambiance. It feels like you're in the game. Yeah, a good. I remember the name. I love this guy. Um, one of the helpers on the official forums was saying about how like you don't want to take away anything from the ambiance, how important it is, and
Yeah.
can't
Even
remember his name.
water has improved too. It glistens, you could see the flows. I mean, a lot of a lot of things that they promised are starting to be slowly implemented. Now, I don't know if people have patience. They don't have a lack of patience. I don't know. I was thinking the other day, we paid $40 for this game. How many hours of entertainment and fun that I've had off this $40? Why are people even disgruntled? For 40, you cannot go out to eat, two people, fast food for like $30. I wouldn't say $40. I don't order that big, but I mean, it's a great value. And yes, there was a lot of, well, we can't link items yet, and they're making this the quality of life, uh, and the quality of life is not for the player is a little bit. It gives you some grief. Yes, that's true. But what I'm seeing and what I saw back then, and the reason I haven't stopped is that I have a belief that this game is going to progress. Now, I wasn't around for those 6 years. Like I said, I started playing last February. So I'm only, 8, 9 months into this game. So it's, to me, I'm seeing progress. Yes, there was a little lull in the summer where I felt like, are these guys all on vacation? I mean, we've got to move. But then Ash Breathers came out and the Enclave. And I cannot speak more highly enough of that zone. Um, it is a tough zone, and the Enclave is very, very intricate.
Oh yeah,
And to maneuver that and to design that showed me a lot. That they had the wherewithal to start with the pinging system, the message pinging. Uh, we first saw there, I believe. I'm pretty sure.
it's in Orc Valley. We didn't know
Oh
what it
yes,
was though.
right, right.
We just kept seeing it, and it was like, oh, that's kind of neat. Okay, a little flavor there.
Yeah. So it started there, and then I was like, wow, this is kind of cool. And the whole quest of the Enclave, which is very intricate and very lengthy, um, is it pays off with a boss fight. Now this, and also I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the Wild's End and the Gaddafi uh, empowered necklace there, or empowered Gaddafi necklace, whatever. That was also implemented. It's got the pings, it's got all that. There's a boss fight at the end that for a great reward. So I started seeing some things, you know, but apparently, our server it started to dwindle. We were still playing and we were still doing all the content, and everybody was everybody left. It was just us. I mean, there were a
Yeah.
couple people. There was some bots on there, uh, but pretty much we were the only regular guild doing things there. And I guess they took notice that it was a very not there was not much population. So
Yeah,
last
people
when
trickled in.
what did you say?
I said people were trickling in, but we tried to grab them before they decided to leave. We kept getting good people.
Yeah, and that's what I think is really key to our guild. Again, I'm not besmirching any other guild because I'm just saying my experience with this guild has been uh, fantastic. Like I really enjoy the people I play with. Uh, I started off with you guys, and I had so many laughs at my expense usually, which I have no problem with as long as I'm laughing. I don't care if I'm laughing at myself or whatever. But yeah, the really good. We always had good leaders, like, and that's and leaders who are not. You hear stories of guilds where like the main guys have like a clique and they all get the good loot, so to speak, and all the good drops, and everybody just gets crumbs. That's not how it ever worked in our guild, and especially that there wasn't at the time a lot of great loot. You know, uh, yes, I agree with you, uh,
Yep.
JS. We stuck with it, and there's a little bit of hope now, especially now that they have funding, which was when that news came in
Yes.
conjunction with Nefel being named as the project manager soon afterwards. I said,
Yep.
okay, there we go. Well, this was they're getting money. So these were it wasn't a corporate, from what I understand, it was not corporate money.
No,
This
they did not sell out.
They did not sell out. And if people with money are buying into this vision and buying in uh um but I if they're buying into this vision, then there's something substantial here. And so you have that, and then I know that the roadmap was delayed, and that frustrated people too. Things weren't happening, but now that it seems like they're happening now. I mean, now after Wednesday's patch, they just introduced another uh, dungeon or area in Silent Plains, the Wild Bloods. And I've only had one occasion to go into the Wild Bloods. It's a very interesting zone. There seems to be a crater down there that people want to explore. I have not been to the crater yet. Um, and I say I think this is another home run early on. I'm sure there's bugs, there's things to be fixed.
Yeah, those
Um,
things are scary. The wild bloods,
I
those things are mean.
they are
I
very
love
mean.
it. It's like end content where it's actually difficult. I do enjoy it quite a bit. There's one thing I need to do. It's about 4 or 5 months too late, but hopefully Emotep will forgive me. But I said I'd give him a shout out, and I made him a little sprite too.
Oh, now who is Emotep? Emotep.
All right. So you remember how we had like something where like people ask questions to Joppa, and I kind of blurt out their names because I wasn't sure if they'd be happy with that or not. Some people don't like that. And he was like, "Nope, I want to be, I want to be on the podcast." So I'm like, "Oh." Shit. Well, I'm gonna give you a special little shout out. It's only 6 months too
All
late,
right,
but
well, listen, it's better late than never. Happy
yep.
Thanksgiving, Imhotep,
Yes. Happy Thanksgiving.
to everybody watching at home, our friends at home.
And Renarius was the name I was thinking about earlier. The guy who's he's one of the helpers on the official forums, and he talked to me about how like you want to be immersed, and so taking anything that removes that immersion, it makes you feel like you're playing a game is not good. And he's right. Like you want to kind of feel like you are that character. You're somebody else.
Exactly. I recently saw a Joppa, which he started streaming again too a couple months ago, which he had taken a long break. And I think people were like, well, if Joppa doesn't not streaming about this game, maybe this game's going away, or maybe he's lost interest. But who knows what happens in regular life and what's going on? I mean, I give him a lot of uh, uh, credit for you know, for taking much time and streaming for 5 or 6 hours a clip. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that.
He's standing his ground too. Like he's saying, this is what we want to do, and we're going to stick to it. I don't care if you guys are going to bitch about it. This is
Right.
our vision.
Yeah.
And if Nefel ever needs somewhere to go to, chat with some stuff, I mean, I think we have a
I would
podcast.
love to have Nefel on. I would love, and you've told me he's a stand-up guy. He's very receptive to your questions.
Yep.
Very available. I would love to have him on Podtheon. To me, he's a superstar. This game, I love this game. Now, so Joppa was talking on his podcast. You were talking about immersion. He was talking about he wants the game to feel like home, like your character has a home, like very familiar. Now, you could take it many ways. What he means by that, I think for those who played EverQuest and whatever version you played in, whether it was P99, the original EverQuest 2, but we felt like that world was a home. Every city had like a distinctive feel to it. And
yeah, Nariak was my home.
Oh, you were a dark elf, huh?
Yep. Balinor has always been a dark elf cleric.
Yeah. Figures. So, that's right. The great Vendini is here. Yes, we are back in action. We are like the Power Rangers. We're in some kind of new formation. I don't know. I never watched. I never watched a Power Rangers episode of my life.
They suck.
They suck. You're anti-power.
I can't handle the sparks. That just drove me nuts.
Really?
To kick someone and sparks fly. Like what?
Yeah.
Okay, getting off topic. Sorry.
Oh yeah, it's okay. We can talk about anything on this show.
It is great to see the great Vendini. We're glad to be back.
Yes, we're extremely glad to be back and to see you guys interacting with us. So what happens is this patch drops where they've decided they're going to merge the servers. Well, of course, the naysayers, the negative Nellies out there, oh my God, all over the forums, this is the worst move ever. These hysterical people who I don't apologize.
No, and I envision them sounding just like you.
Oh my God, toxic black moon. Oh.
Yep, there it is.
And I'm like, bro, you got to calm down. First of all, I was on Black Moon, months ago, and that toxic stuff had been, from what I remember, remedied. They did a coin wipe. They did a coin wipe, and I think they left everybody with like, I don't know, like a mithril, or if you bank, but now you could still hoard items probably. But I had been around and nobody was playing on Black Moon. I didn't see the high level nonsense. There was one guy, I wish I could remember his name. Maybe I'm still on my guild's Discord. He had like 5 bots and they were all selling shit. And it was like, the prices were ridiculous. And there was some merit to that, but that had been solved. I thought pretty much by the time I left Black Moon, I couldn't get a group, but there was nobody on the server that was like over level 40, except like maybe 10 people. I was like, this is not my experience on Black Moon. It was remedied. So when the server merged and it's like, oh, Storm Moon is all, it's full already. We're not going to be fighting for camps.
Oh,
I don't know what happens to these people. I don't know if it's just the nature of people nowadays, but and listen, change is tough for everybody, okay? But this is a fucking game. Excuse my French, but this is a game.
beep.
Well, let's do yeah, let's do it and see what happens. Let's see how it shakes out. Then we'll the criticisms. These people have this Cassandra complex where they got that crystal ball and they're already seeing to the future. So
It's 15 gold for a stack of hit point, or what is it? Stat food, right? Chris G.
yes.
That's way more than what it was on Veil of Viserys. You might get 1 G.
Yeah. Oh well, our economy was non-existent over there. There was no economy. If you saw somebody in an auction, you were like, "What?
Get out!" Didn't
Yeah.
somebody hand you a what was that bow that you loved?
Oh yeah, it was
Chill
the
strike. Yeah,
Remember,
they were like, "Yeah, here you go."
that was one of the most incredible experiences I've had in that MMO. I had convinced Balinor and a couple other our guild members to go camp the Chill Strike, which, as you know, is a very rare bow drop. We had a guild member, Kenny Powers.
Yep.
He was offering to pay some outrageous, and he didn't even have a range as high as I, but some outrageous amount of money for
50 gold was outrageous on Veil of Viserys.
yes. And so we were on our way to camp it. And I don't know if we said hi to the guy. Papa Heels is here,
Hey,
ladies
Papa
and
Heels.
gentlemen.
I recognize that name.
We were just ready to camp it. And it's a very rare drop. It's a hard thing to get. And I forget, what was that character's name? Do you remember that?
What, the guy who
I
gave
don't
you the
remember.
bow?
Yeah, gave us the bow.
I can't remember. I really want to say thank you to him again, but I can't remember his name.
Well, we put an oath. He's like, "What are you camping?" I said, "Well, we're camp." They're like, "We're trying to get Elwood a bow." He's like, "What bow?" And I'm like, "Chill Strike." He's like, "Oh, I have one in the bank. I'll just give it to you."
Yeah.
Which
I remember
was
handing it to you. It's like, wow.
like I couldn't believe it. It was like a surreal moment in a game that's basically surreal. Like and I'm like, "Wow." I wish I remembered that guy's name. You would think I would be totally, I would have written his name down. At that point, I was like, wow, I'm getting a chill strike. And I still have it today. And I'm using it now on Stormona. So we didn't have much of an economy over there. We didn't have an economy. And now we're in this, Black Moon, Veil Viserys, and Stormona have all come together, and we're now just Stormona.
Yeah, it's been a long ride.
It's been a long ride, but we're gonna do it. Well, and all these things that people said that were gonna be a problem have not come to fruition. The economy is not toxic. I'm really enjoying being able to pug with other players. I know pickup groups are not for everyone.
No.
I guess I feel like when you're a healer or an enchanter, they could be a pain in the fucking ass. Now, I'm sorry I'm cursing, but this is the way it's going to go. It can be a pain in the ass. And what happened, you got people breaking mezzes. People don't know how to play the characters right. They're low health all the time. You got a druid who wants a DPS all the time instead of supplementary heal. You've got all kind, and you got rogues breaking mezzes. You got people don't know how to play their characters, but that's kind of the way it's always been. But now it seems in the higher level zones, which I'm plugging in, people pretty much know what they're doing to different degrees, but they do know what they're doing, and some of them know better than I don't consider myself a high skill player. I'm a what I like to. I'm a soldier. You need soldiers to show up to play the characters the best abilities. I'm not a leader. I'm not going to say we got to do this or that. That's just not. I've never been like that in my MMOs. I don't want. I want to help. I'm more of a social guy than I am a game mechanic guy. Uh, I can't get into the weeds, although I've with this game, it's kind of allowed me to kind of learn over a long period of time. I feel like I've progressed.
Yeah, you're
Uh,
not getting lost all the time.
yeah, I know my way around Silent Plains. That I and now I don't use any of the add-ons or anything. Like I used to get lost tremendous, like an inordinate amount of time. I had no bearings. Now I would say that I do. I do have a good grasp on where I'm going nowadays. But besides the critique on my gameplay, uh, yeah, I see you. I'm reading some of the people talking about uh, leading guilds. Being a guild leader, Fish, is really it's tough. I don't want that kind of responsibility. Um, Managing people and including people and dealing with the things that come up, interactions with other players that are not in your guild, um, and and you have to understand that they put in a lot of time. So I really appreciate a good guild leader, and we have one in Triflin who's focused on a direction that he wants to go. And Balinor, when he was guild leader, probably the most hands-on guy, helping everybody get to the levels that now that they're level 40s, now he was helping them when they were level 20s and
Ah,
rezzing
orcs.
them. Orcs, you were in orcs
Oh,
all the time,
trying to get
rezzing,
trying to get
giving them,
Vera to go to what's it called, Wyken? Remember that?
yeah. Now she doesn't mind going to Wyken now, apparently. Now she surpassed me. Like, not that the bar was that high, but as far as knowledge goes, I have to ask her what's going on here, what's going on there, because she's involved in a lot more facets of the game than I am. I'm not a crafter; she's a crafter. She's crafty. That's a Beastie Boy song. Anyway,
Oh,
yes, she's
wrong
crafty.
pod.
So yeah, right. Uh, See, look, Ballinor helped me at White Cannon. Now I'm 50. See,
He's past me now.
yeah. So it's always incredible when you're in a good guild. And I am not, again, there's some great guilds, and it's good to see some competitiveness. I like to compete for spawns and stuff. And we've had a couple instances where we kind of got beat out of spawns already on Stormona, but that's just going to improve the guild and help it. The fact we got to be get our mobility going from camp to camp. But getting away from the Dizok point of view, the game with the new patch, the merger and the Wild Bloods, which we showed you a picture of before. Wild Bloods got some nasty, nasty mobs in there, and the experience is good. I was rolling a 46 rogue in there, and I was doing some really good experience. I wouldn't even mind going in there as an experience group. Um, and everybody was jam packed in there when it came, and it's good to see all new players. As you know, who I saw over there? I saw Baby Maker over there. And
Really?
yeah,
He's a cool guy.
yeah, good dude. Everybody's been super nice. There hasn't been what I would term no good nicks. In Black Moon, there were some guilds that were no good nicks.
Yeah.
Uh, that one guild named I only saw one person with that guild tag on. I think they went to PvP and have kind of disbanded. But you pretty much got friendly, helpful people that are that have kind of come together and have kind of gravitated to this game, which really has played an important part, a supplement in our lives. And I like some of the changes they've made. They upgraded the wizard. Uh, the wizard class got a revamp, and the revamp, people really seem to like it. It's a little bit different. I've heard things about cast times are a little bit longer. They
They said they're gonna tweak it.
What'd you say?
They said they're gonna tweak it. Like they said that they're just putting in stuff right now, and hold on, they're gonna
Yeah.
mess with it a little bit. So
I mean, again, I think that's obviously the way to go. They implemented stuff. They also give you a discount on your wizard spells. There You can buy all of the new wizard spells at a really reduced cost because they know players don't have a lot of money, especially if you're coming from like our
yeah, like
server, which
suckers.
is piss poor. And and it was weird because I had a character on Black Moon, as I mentioned, and he had 7 plat on him.
Wow.
Yeah. And my character that came over, which I played from the start, had like 40 gold or something. Like it was like some a pittance. But and the fact that I really feel comfortable in Stormona. I feel like I like players around. I like interacting with people. Um, I think our guild is got you know, and it's also good because if you're kind of like a guy who likes to cause trouble, which I will, again, way back in the late '90s, I was kind of a troll. And I guess you get a fresh start here. If people don't know who you are, but I think they've weeded all those people out. I don't see anybody. I mean, I've had a couple. I had one sparring match at OC, but it wasn't lengthy, and it wasn't the guy was sending me tells or whatever. But it seems very good natured people there. Um, and one thing also I want to mention when I was watching Joppa's um, stream was that he said this is going to be like a snowball. They're going to be gaining momentum from here on in. And I really, again, Nafel, if you're out there watching, come on down, come on to the show. We want to talk to you because project manager was something that we had been discussing on this show previous about having that vision, that guy that is going to really just get all these wonderful people together and put forth the best game. I think the intentions has always been there. And
Yeah.
you know
Rick
the
Rick
the
had been talking about that for a while.
yeah, and execution of that sometimes it stuttered, and again, people they want to think on the negative side. They want to say this game's going nowhere, blah, 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 blah. But and they will always be attracted to something new. But this game, visually, it's great. I mean, again, I'm not playing. I don't play any of the PlayStation games or anything like that. But to me, why would I want to go backwards and play Monsters and Memories? I just don't get it.
Yeah, I agree. I really like First. That guy was super wonderful. He came into our
Oh,
Discord and chatted
awesome,
with
dude.
us. Like, there's some wonderful people over there, so please don't take it as we
Yeah,
hate that game. But like, it's not for me personally, and I don't think it is for Eddie either. It does feel like we're going backwards. Like I don't
I've
want to
been there,
die and
done
have
that.
to get all my crap back. And yeah,
I think that the thing that would really bring people back, and me and Balinor were talking about this before the show, was crafting. If that tier 4 crafting came out, because people love to craft. I mean, they love it. I don't get it,
hey,
but I
Nafel
know.
has a plan.
But everybody has their thing, and listen, God bless. Listen, whatever makes you happy, that's fine. Again, I'm not. For me, I rather sit there and grind levels, but I get it. Crafting something is kind of cool, like
Yeah,
yeah, it's just like, people have hobbies, people like crafts, you know.
yeah,
I mean, so and then selling it or helping out your guildmate, so I wish that would be my only critique is get that going. If but see, I think the vision for them is different than us. We want to have the most enjoyable game right now. That's what we want. But they're like, well, we've got to introduce, mounts, which they are going to
oh,
do soon, which
got
I'm
some here.
very interested
There
in.
it is.
Yes, I'm very interested in this mounts. We have to tame the mounts. Where am I finding these mounts? I mean, uh, I'm not saying where. Like this is just me speaking out loud. It's not a direct question. Like where are we finding these mounts? It's where are we going to find them? What's the quality of the mount? Does it depend on zone? Does that
Can you
like
craft saddles? Hmm.
can you craft saddles?
Yeah, I want to craft boats, saddles. I want to craft everything.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what's exciting about this game. Do you think you're going to be able to craft a boat in Monsters of Memory? And if you do, what the hell is it going to look like? And the horses, like the graphics are important to me. It's 2025. I mean, it's going to be 2026 soon, but it's 2000. I don't want to go back. I want to play the game that is similar and reminiscent to the game I played, but updated and with
That's
unique
Pantheon.
features. That's Pantheon, and it
Yeah, and
has
the crafting and everything is all new, and like they're really trying to go out of the box. I really like that. Risk
they're
versus reward. I
and
think
they're
Pantheon's got it.
yeah, exactly, and they have unique things to this game that I find wonderful. Now you've played many more games than I have had, but like the affixes on what mobs have debuffs and have things that are challenging to you. Each mob is different. There's varied ways of going about killing them. There is a little bit of a strategy that becomes kind of second nature after a while. Um, um, so that is one of the things that I find you know I like the combat system. Um, I enjoy a lot of the little nuances, and now they're talking about which I thought would be implemented a little bit earlier, but it hasn't, where you could pick up quests just by listening to uh, NPCs just speak, and which would be unique to each character. Now, I think that's a kind of a lofty goal, and they have promised that, and I know they're probably going to deliver some on the point on that. They are what I'm saying. It's not just the same thing updated into. It's also trailblazing in other areas to make it different.
Yeah,
I don't think.
we might have epic weapons like Vish is talking about,
Yeah.
like the Wave Crasher and all that. They've got to be putting those in at some point. I'm sure it's on their huge to-do list.
Well, the Wave Crasher is actually in BRK now, and
Ooh,
yeah, a
check
great
that out.
weapon. Yeah, the BRK. We didn't even really talk about BRK. BRK by some of our guild members who will go like, "Oh, this is a bust," because we kind of try. Yeah, the Mez Crasher. Yeah, that is not a weapon to be used when there are freaking Mez mobs. It will break a Mez like you wouldn't believe. But it's an awesome looking weapon. I mean, it is, I think, the best looking weapon in the game, especially when an ogre is wielding that thing. It's absurdly huge. And you're starting to see, because we always joke about, Brown Town when it comes to all our uniforms and all our gear and our weapons. They're very, the models are very nondescript and brown.
Yeah, everything's brown.
Right.
I
But
have to complain about that.
now, but you know what though, Balor? Now we are seeing a change. The Wave Crasher is totally different than that. One of the guys went in our guild he won some boots over at the Wild Bloods, and they were kind of like they look like disco boots in a way. They had like little blue lines in them on black, and it wasn't brown. And I was totally shocked. This is amazing. You have to see these boots. They're they look distinctive. I don't know if do we have a picture of those boots? Let's
I
see.
got the Wave Crasher. You
There's the
gotta
wave.
give me a
Look at
sec.
that. That is.
It's got
I
little
mean,
waves on it and everything. Like it's cool looking.
yeah. I mean, look at that. That is. I mean, everybody's so crazy about the BOC, but the Blade of Carnage, although it's good, it doesn't look like that. And for a guy like me, I hate to admit this, but I'm amongst friends, is that I like to play the Fashion Quest. Like if I'm sitting outside the bank in Demeth on a rock, I'm putting out my best looking weapons regardless of their stats. I have that I guess it's the skull spear or the spear of skulls or something like that on my rogue that's from Wild's End. And it's got skulls on the spear. And everybody's like, what is that weapon? What is that weapon? And it's a low level weapon. It's something that looks cool. Now it is kind of brownish, but all those colors in the wave crashers, people want that just for the look of it. I mean, I have one, which I do display proudly, but it's on my Ranger at this point because I don't want to be breaking messes with a rogue. It's bad enough with us. Sometimes we get a little crazy breaking messes. I don't have a plus. If I use it in my main hand, I'm unable to backstab. So, yeah, you're right. That proc on that it procs often. Some of the procs I felt like earlier in the game just didn't proc enough. I feel like the procs are starting to pick up in their damage, and they're really making it standing out with its procs and its stats, which is good to see. That's moving forward. That is moving forward. Again, what I wanted this 5 months ago, yeah, but it's here now. So baby steps. Just that's true. I could break my own mez with that, which is
Monster.
it's not other. Yeah, it's not out of the realm either. I could tell you. So I am very happy with the direction the game is going, and with the infusion of these
Yes.
millions of dollars, uh, I I can't foresee this game going away. I feel it's going to progress. I have extreme confidence, even before the money came in, and it'll be interesting to see how long it's going to take to tame a mount. I'm going to want to, but that's something I want. But I don't know. How do you feel about mounts? Do you want them?
Yes.
You like mounts?
I like to. It'd be nice if I get something other than a horse, but yeah, I do like mounts. I like the idea of going a little faster. It's nice not to have to constantly heal
Right, but
my stamina.
I don't want them too fast. Like I want them to be like have increased stamina and a little bit of an upgrade, or maybe more of an upgrade speed wise. But I
Yeah, I
don't want to
mean,
be
not Bard speed. I'm not thinking that.
right. Yeah.
Bard speed was stupid. I don't know. If everyone and their grandmother gets a horse, I mean, does that diminish anything?
I don't know. In some other games, they used to have it where you got a horse and you could go from point to point, like a swift travel type of thing.
Oh, that'd be neat. Fast travel would be nice.
Like
So,
say,
in some ways, I know. You know what? I'm gonna go with Renarius in this one and say fast travel will be bad.
all right, how about then? Because I played Lotro, and they had you could battle while you were on a horse. You could fight.
Oh, that'd be neat.
I thought it would be. It was a little. Oh yeah. Well, see that I'm not crazy. Like, uh, JS said she wanted a griffin. I don't know if I want to go that crazy. And speaking of griffins and dragons, these wizards, their familiars are awesome. I don't know if you had a chance. They're little tiny dragons or imps. I don't know what they are. But I think they're like little mini dragons. They're so cool looking. That's another thing. The fun factor in this game, you've got to incorporate fun and say, "Wow, I want one of those. I want to try a wizard because I want the familiar, or I want to try an enchanter because I want the slime." And remember, we had the discussion about the slime getting uh, the enchanter
Nerfed.
got
Yeah.
nerfed because some dope on one of the forums was like, "It's too large," and they made it smaller. Cute
Yeah.
dragons. That's what I'm saying. You gotta have cute dragons. Make things fun as well. You, of course, you're doing the serious stuff. That's fine. I love some of the dialogue that comes out of the BRK mobs. It's like, and there are certain jokes that they've put into the game, which cultural jokes like one of the name mobs in BRK is Chef Ramsley.
Oh.
Yeah. So you know who they're talking about. So that I like that kind of stuff. I like the dialogue they're spitting out, and the enchanter illusions are really cool, and that because you played EQ, that the fun things are the stuff that you remember, and it's all coming, and you know, I would one thing is I wish the pets played more of a role with the necro and the summoner. Now they said there may be some changes coming up with the summoner. I
Yep.
wanted to see pets actually doing something, like just doing some damage, wielding the weapons that they have. So it is that it's going to be there. The game is improving. You know, I've got high hopes for this game. I really do. I that's why we did the show, because it was like, wow, we got to do a show because it's like this is exciting times for the game. Um, so and the fact that even the Enclave, I don't read the forums. I mean, I do occasionally when something new comes out. I don't know how many people have killed what's her name? Tadris. It's a dragon in the Enclave, which is the boss, I think. I don't know how many people have killed it. It looks like it takes 3 to 4 groups. Uh, in our guild, we don't have enough uh, people to do it. I would like to see us kind of become friendly with another guild. Maybe that's in the future of Dizok. But the opportunity is there because of the server merge, and um, so it's interesting time. I've seen some problems with the rogue since the patch. I've sent in the bug reports on them, but I'm sure it's all gonna. Every time they do a patch, something gets broken. I don't know. It's just the way of it's the nature of the beast. So if you got some complaints, I'm sure they're going to be rectified in the near future. Um, we've
Yeah.
seen.
I did a stint in video game programming, and the video game that I programmed, yeah, anytime you do anything, something else breaks. It's playing whack-a-mole, and it's normal. So I mean, people are freaking out. It's normal. It's just irritating.
It's irritating. You're playing a game that's it's in EA. That's the early access. I mean, that is what you got to keep in mind. This isn't a fully fleshed out game yet, and I feel like the road is going to be long to a complete game. I know they say that with this influx of money that it's going to come quicker, which it may, but yes, that's another thing. Vish makes it. The fact that we're not dying in the water anymore, and um, I thought the reason this was done was because of the zones that they're going to come out with, or
Yeah,
the
Vish, that's a good point. Like it's meant to be a group game, so we're not supposed to be soloing it. And
right.
really, why would you want to play this? If you ever played EverQuest before, you always see people running around with boxes. That baffled me. Why would I want to play an MMO by myself? So
I,
yeah, you're right.
no, it's true. Yeah, this new yeah, I never got it either, but there are a host of people that love boxing, and Jop actually addressed this on his stream. He is not a fan of boxing, but he's not calling all the shots. So they're going to flesh that out whether they're going to allow boxing when the game actually gets released. I don't understand it. Maybe it takes a certain skill set to run an effective box, but I can't see you boxing an enclave group or like any of the major content. Yeah, you could level up boxing, but I'm kind of like in the dark where that is. Now, this see my theory in this Badia de Cara zone, which is going to be an ocean zone, the reason they took the drowning part out and is that I think they're going to want us to explore that without the danger of drowning, and see how it goes. Since there are no spells that I don't think are there any druid or cleric spells that will or any spells that will. I mean, I know you tried one on me. I think when I drowned in those 2 inches of water in Silent Plains way back when. But
Yeah,
is there like a buff for
water
breath?
breathing.
Yeah,
Mm,
water underwater breathing.
Not that I know of,
Okay.
but I also haven't played in 5 months, so definitely not a cleric spell. I can heal your health. That's kind of water breathing.
Right, right. So I think that's I think one of the reasons because that's the one of the new zones they're going to open up, and that's I think off Doors of the Deep. I think I'm not sure, but and then they're going to Fairthale, um, but that has not been determined. I think that is going to be um, west of Silent Plains.
Yeah, that's a major zone. Like a lot of lore is centered around Ferthal, and
Oh, Fairthale. Okay.
I know I'm saying it wrong because Ronick uh, had corrected us,
Oh, he
but
did.
I have to get that interview back up to see exactly when. But yeah, it's a major part of the lore. In fact, I did half of the ogre lore already, so if anybody wants to click on that, I need
Yes.
to get the other half done. It's very time consuming.
Oh yeah. Once you have time in the summer to do all this stuff, you can do it if you want. I mean, I like just talking, and I could talk the game. You know, a lot of times I'm talking to my wife or we're out at dinner about the game. It's like it's become part of our lives. You know, it's like and it's good that I have somebody to talk about the game. You talk to some other people who don't play this game, and like, what are you talking about, buddy? You know, they got mana cookies now. Apparently, I don't indulge in the mana classes, but there's.
They've had that for a while, I think.
Oh yeah, I know you can eat a mushroom once in a while.
Ooh, that's really small.
Yeah, that's a very little mana. So, but good things
Eh,
are coming for this game, and that's we're going to be here. There's King's Reach. Is that how it's supposed to be all fleshed out?
yeah, all the grayed out stuff is after release, so everything that has color on it is going to be happening before 1.0, like the full release. So we
Can you
have
make that a little bigger so I could see it because I'm blind?
I can let me get rid of the chat and
Okay, that's much better.
there we go. So we
Oh, that's
have
awesome. All
Throne
right.
Fast. We don't have Veil of Azeris yet. Some major magical thing happened in Veil of Azeris. It's probably a crater, but we don't know what it is exactly. I'm just going from the lore. Since I did the lore videos, I had to read the lore and like read it multiple times.
Uh
In fact,
huh.
I could probably recite the ogre lore. Anyway, but yeah, we have Veywood, South Sail, the Merc. I think that's the ogre, maybe the ogre place. Maybe? I don't know.
Huh.
Fairthal. That's where like a lot of shit came from in the Rowans, which is mentioned in our human video. I think that's where the humans initially came from, the Rowans, and then moved to Thronefast. Rake
Oh.
did that video. If you guys ever want to see that, the human lore, it's a very good video. But yeah,
Wow.
we got most of it. Half of it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see all this stuff. Like, can you imagine running from like Thronefast to the South Sail
Yeah, right.
Like
With that
just
whole
running to
trip.
Silent Plains is 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's right. And with the
I do
mounts,
enjoy the run.
yeah, I
Oh, the
think it's
mounts, yeah.
mounts. Maybe that's why they've going to implement the mounts. I mean, it's very exciting stuff. I don't know. I'm geeking out over it already. I still get, the only zone I'm not familiar with, and I'm kind of familiar with now, is Wild's End. Because I just when I level my characters, they weren't a part of it, but now they have to be kind of a part of it because I do like the Wild Bloods, and I do like that's a good place to farm. I actually asked Joppa, and one of the things is like we need more resources in Eastern Plains and Southern Plains. And the other day, I picked up uh, a, a what's a white reed. It was a different type of flower, but it's non-tradable, and it's a weird thing. I wonder if it's going to be a component or part of a quest. It was a
Yeah.
new
Where
flower. I
was
was like, "What the heck's this?"
That's
Even my
really
wife
cool.
didn't know what it was. She's like,
Yeah, and
"What? What?"
Nefel said something about that a few like when I was playing a few months ago, he was talking about how um he has to like put each node in individually and spread them out and make sure that they're in the right spots. But yeah, I can't wait to see what it is because he's going to be releasing what is it, T3,
Right.
T4, something like that soon ish.
Yeah. And
Ah,
it's going to be good. I feel like the game is going forward. I don't think I had much else to say about it. Just enjoying the whole server merge right now and the direction of the Dizok Guild and playing with other players. There's other guilds. I've noticed that it looks like Spectre is one of the bigger guilds. You've got Black Moon Rejects, which
yeah, those are the big ones.
I play with them. They're very friendly guys. I've seen some subterfuge on there. Trying to
Uh,
think.
Richard Ellis here said that VOA, aka Starman Shard 2, is that what we're taking as the new Veil of Azeris?
On Shard 2?
Yeah, is that like our home?
No, it depends what's camped. That's another thing that a feature of this merge is helped our guild. If you're going to farm a boss, now we can farm on multiple shards. Uh, some bosses are up, some aren't. So you can
Yeah,
switch shards easily to farm bosses or to find groups. Uh, we've done a lot on Shard 2. We've done a lot on Shard 1. It gets busy.
Lucky Shard.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I
Okay,
mean, I and hit us up. If you see me or Balinor in game or Vera, hit us up. We'll talk. I'm willing to talk at all time. I'm just a rogue. It's just stabby, 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 and not break mezzes. So I got time to chat, even though I'm not the greatest typist, as Balinor will tell you during our messages about the show.
maybe.
So yeah, you guys are cracking me up. So it's everything. It's all good news. I mean,
It is.
it is all good news, and I think we got a reason to be positive. And we've been championing this game, on and off the air for since we started the guild. I mean, we've never been one to say this sucks, and I think that's mostly all the people in our guild are rooting for Pantheon to succeed and not sitting there and saying this stinks. I don't want to play this. Come on. Now with BRK, it was very uh, challenging the way we were attacking it at first. And what happened is we devised the strategy to not make it as challenging, which isn't that the key to every game is having a puzzle put forth and you solving it. That's what we did. And initially, you're like, this sucks. There's no way we're going to kill any boss. This is a level 35 to 40 zone, and we can't even, get in the front door. What the fuck's happening? But
Beep.
stop with the beeping. And when something's new, and they're going to make it more challenging. Did you want rogues to go in there and there's no mobs that can see through invis or stealth I mean, they have true sight, you know. That's the same thing with the Enclave. There's a lot of true sight. You gotta find different ways, ingenious ways to work around these things, and that's what it's about. You don't want to go in there and use a term which I haven't heard since I'm playing. You can't go in there and zerg stuff and just totally go in there with numbers and just roll over. That
Yeah.
that's not something that I want to do.
And they seem to be encouraging like exploration and checking out new stuff. Like I used to love going to not Silent Plains, Eastern Plains. You know that like shelf where you walk up.
Right,
They f- they didn't stop us from being able to do it. In fact, they made it look nicer.
right,
Like so, like that little clever trick that we played. They're like, okay, that's cool, whatever, and they made the trees that float finally down on the ground.
right. I know. I noticed that the other day. I had to turn in part of the Enclave quest. I'm like, these trees are actually planted now, and they haven't neutered some of the tricks that we have. I'm
Yeah,
not. I don't call them exploits because I don't think they are exploits. I think there are certain tricks you can implement. We like to call them game features, uh, and I don't think they are exploits because we're not exploiting mobs or anything like that.
no,
Just like little zone workarounds, which they have actually fixed. There's some of them that they and a couple. I think it was a couple patches ago or the last patch. Uh, you know, and they've kind of addressed that. So I think it's all going forward, and it's all going forward in a positive direction. And well, hopefully I love the response we got with this show. We're gonna have to probably put our focus on this show for a while, especially since um, we it's something I could talk about for hours and hours. And Balinor is also he's very adept at knowing what's going on in the game a lot more than me. He's sharper. He's the sharpest tool in the shed, as they say.
oh you,
Oh, you. So that's about it for tonight. We've done what? We did about an hour or so. That's about
yep,
what and this, our show is, once Balinor gets, some free time, hopefully I can get Triflin to stream some of the stuff and save it and send it to us next time we go into Wild Bloods. So we can
you
show you.
can share the game.
I can share it again while I'm playing, right? But can I
Yep,
record it, or do I have a certain?
nope, you just have to. I'll show you how to do it next time.
Okay, sounds good. Yes. So, guys, we thank you so much. I'm getting a call from Nafel right now saying he enjoyed the show. Nafel, we want you on the show. We want anybody involved in the show. I would love to pick your brains about this game and talk about, because when we talked to Ronick, we could hear the passion. And when you can hear that from a developer, not through text, but in his face, from his voice, it just puts a belief in you it's just different, that you're not wasting your time. Our time is valuable here, and we want to do it having fun. So I think they're fully invested. I hope you were fully invested in this Pantheon, Rise of the Podcast. Balinor, I thank you once again for all that you do and coming up with the greatest show ever made about the game Pantheon. And we'll see if we can reach out and get some guests. All right.
All right.
Well, that's it. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you on the game. Elwood with 2 L's now.
Yep, Balinor with an E at the end.
Oh, you got an E. Okay, Nor. Okay.